Why are flamingos pink? Hello and welcome to Z. In this episode, we are looking to the amazing life of flamingo. Stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon. Flamingo are wading birds in the family Phoenicopteridae, the only extant family in the order Phoenicopteriformes. Flamingos are found across the Americas, including the Caribbean, with two species unique to Afro-Eurasia. Description: flamingos typically stand on one leg and tuck the other beneath the torso. The exact cause of this behavior is unknown. Given that they spend a large amount of time wading in frigid water, one idea holds that standing on one leg assists the birds to save more body heat. However, the behavior is also recorded in warm water and in birds that do not normally stand in water. Another argument is that standing on one leg saves energy by reducing the amount of muscular work required to stand and balance on one leg. A cadaver research found that the one-legged attitude could be held without any muscle activity, although living flamingos show significantly less body wobble in a one-legged posture. Flamingos may stand in the water or stamp their webbed feet in the mud to stir up food from the bottom. Flamingos are strong flyers, and captive flamingos frequently require wing clipping to prevent escape. In 2005, a pair of African flamingos with unclipped wings escaped from the Wichita Zoo in Kansas. One was discovered 14 years later in Texas. Birders in Texas, Wisconsin, and Louisiana had previously spotted it. Young flamingos hatch with grayish-red plumage, while adults have vivid red plumage thanks to aqueous bacteria and beta-carotene in their food. A well-fed, robust flamingo is more vibrantly colored, making it a more desirable partner. On the other hand, a white or pale flamingo is frequently ill or malnourished. Captive flamingos are an exception. If they are not fed carotene at quantities equal to the wild, they may turn pale pink. The larger flamingo is the highest of the 6 flamingo species, standing at 3.9 to 4.7 feet, 1.2 to 1.4 m, and weighing up to 7.7 pounds, 3.5 kilograms, whereas the lesser flamingo stands at 2.6 feet, 0.8 meters, and weighs 5.5 pounds, 2.5 kilograms. Flamingos' wingspan can range from 37 inches, 94 centimeters, to 59 inches, 150 centimeters. Flamingos can open their bills by rising their top jaw and dropping their lower jaw. Feeding. Flamingos are omnivores since they filter feed on brine shrimp and blue-green algae, as well as insect larvae, tiny insects, mollusks, and crabs. Their bills are highly modified and used upside down to separate dirt and silt from the food they eat. The hairy structures called lamellae that line the mandibles and the broad, rough-surfaced tongue aid in food filtration. Flamingos get their pink or reddish hue from carotenoids in their diet of animal and plant plankton. Because beta-carotene is abundant in their diet, American flamingos have a brighter red color, but lesser flamingos have a softer pink color because they consume less of this pigment. Liver enzymes convert these carotenoids into colors. The source varies per species and influences color saturation. Flamingos who consume nothing but blue-green algae are darker than those that feed animals that have digested blue-green algae. Sounds of vocalization. Flamingos are known for their loud vocalizations, which range from grunting or growling to nasal honking. Parent-chick recognition, ritualized displays, and keeping huge flocks together all rely on vocalizations. Voices of different flamingo species differ in their vocalizations. Behavior. The majority of the day is spent feeding, preening, distributing oil from a gland at the base of their tail to their feathers to waterproof them, resting, and washing. Breeding birds eat at any time of day or night. Non-breeding birds eat at night and spend the day sleeping or doing activities like preening and bathing. During the day, flamingos spend roughly 15% to 30% of their time preening. This is a high rate when compared to waterfowl, which only preen about 10% of the time. Flamingos groom themselves using their bills. Oil is secreted by an oil gland near the base of the tail, which the flamingo distributes throughout its feathers. Flamingos can swim and bathe in shallow fresh water, submerging their entire body. Facts about flamingos. 1. Flamingo nests are built of mud. A flamingo's nest resembles a miniature mud volcano with space for one big egg. Flamingos are monogamous, and mom and dad work well together. Both contribute to the nest's construction and the egg's incubation. Flamingo chicks hatch with downy white feathers and straight bills. It takes them several years to develop their trademark pink color and hook-shaped bills. The Smithsonian Institution's National Zoo has housed flamingos since its inception more than 130 years ago. Since the early 1990s, birdhouse workers have tried to raise flamingos and have welcomed more than 120 chicks. 2. The pink color of flamingos is derived from their diet. Flamingos are exactly what they eat. Many plants generate carotenoids, which are natural red, yellow, or orange colors. Carotenoids are responsible for the orange color of carrots and the red hue of ripe tomatoes. They are also found in the microscopic algae consumed by brine shrimp. A flamingo's physiology metabolizes the colors in algae and brine shrimp, coloring its feathers pink. 3. Flamingos are filter feeders who consume by turning their heads upside down. Although the phrase filter feeder conjures up thoughts of baleen whales or oyster reefs, flamingos are also filter feeders. They feed on algae, small seeds, tiny crustaceans such as brine shrimp, fly larvae, and other plants and animals found in shallow waters. A flamingo will eat by turning its head upside down in the water and pointing its bill at its feet. It then moves its head side to side, pumping water into and out of its bill with its tongue. Cone-like plates along the bill's edge act as a filter, allowing water to escape while trapping food inside. 4. A flamboyance is a bunch of flamingos. A murder is a bunch of crows, whereas a gaggle is a group of geese. So, what do you call a group of flamingos? A show of flamboyance. Flamingo collective nouns include stand, colony, and pat. The iconic birdhouse at the zoo may be closed for restoration, but keepers are still caring for more than 60 Caribbean flamingos, also known as American flamingos, behind the scenes. Flamingos can congregate in their millions in the wild. Scientists believe there are around 200,000 Caribbean flamingos in the wild, with populations in the Bahamas and Cuba, Mexico, and the Southern Caribbean, as well as a tiny group of 400 to 500 in the Galapagos Islands. 5. There are 6 types of flamingos. There are also lesser, greater, Jameses, or Puna, Chilean, and Andean flamingos in addition to Caribbean flamingos. Greater flamingos can be found throughout Africa, Asia, and Europe. They are the largest and tallest species of flamingo. Chilean, Andean, and James flamingos can only be found in South America. With less than 40,000 birds, Andean flamingos are the most endangered of the 6 kinds. Lesser flamingos can be found in Africa and Southern Asia. They are the tiniest and most numerous flamingos. More than 2 million lesser flamingos adorn the skies and coasts with their pink plumage. 6. Don't be fooled by appearances. A flamingo's knees do not bend backward. Flamingo legs bend in the same way that human legs do. What appears to be a flamingo's knee is actually its ankle joint. The knees of a flamingo are higher up the legs, covered by the body and feathers. Confused? Consider a flamingo standing on tiptoe. The ankle is seen hinging when the leg bends. 7. Some flamingos live in harsh conditions. Flamingos are often found in brackish or shallow saltwater, where saltwater and freshwater mix. Some flamingo species, however, nest and rear their young in excessively salty bodies of water known as alkaline or soda lakes. These lakes' high concentration of carbonate salts is so caustic that it can burn the skin, rendering the water uninhabitable for most animals. Researchers are still learning about the special elements of a flamingo's physiology, such as robust leg skin, that allow it to thrive in such severe conditions. High salt levels can still be fatal for some flamingo chicks if salt rings form on their legs, making them unable to walk. This is all for now. Thank you for being with us.